In this video, we will see what is a SQL CTE. A CTE stands for Common Table Expression in SQL. In this video, we will use two scenarios to explain SQL CTE. In the first scenario, we will be using a simple CTE, and in the second scenario, we will be using a little more complex requirement to explain the multiple CTE concept. So using these two scenarios, we will be using a simple CTE for the first scenario and a multiple CTE in the second scenario. This is a simple CTE example which we will be using in our first scenario. This will be the multiple CTE example which we will be using in our second scenario. And for this, we will be using this table AdventureWorks 2017 sample database provided by Microsoft. We have included a link in the description. So if you want to get this sample database, you can check out. Also, we have a free SQL course. And if you want to learn more about SQL, you can check the link to the free SQL course, link in description. So let's get started now. In the first scenario, the requirement is we need to find the lowest rating for the product HL Mountain Pedal. Okay, so this requirement involves two tables. One is product table, the other is product review table. Okay, so we will just query this production.product table and the product review table first to see the data in this tables. And you got all this product related information like product ID, name, and product number and other information. So now we are interested to find only the product information for the product HL Mountain Pedal. So what we can do is we'll just filter out this records using this where condition. Now you see you got only the product related information for the product HL Mountain Pedal. Okay. And if you want to find the rating information for any products, we can query this table product review. So when we go to this table product review, you can see all the product related information, and then we have this rating related to that particular product. So the products can be identified using this product ID, and the ratings of those products can be identified using this rating column. Okay, so if you want to find the rating for this particular product HL Mountain Pedal, what we can do is we can rewrite this query. So only that particular product's ratings are fetched now. Now you can see we got only the product ID. Okay, so using this query, we'll get this product ID. Okay, for this particular product name HL Mountain Pedal, and from this product review, we can filter out the records only with product ID 937. Okay, so here we will be passing this value 937. This is the inner query, and the value will be passed to this product ID. So this is the inner query, and the value product ID 937 will be passed to the product ID in the outer query. So when you run this one, you can see we got the ratings only for the product 937. Okay, so in this way we will be able to find only the rating information for product HL Mountain Pedal, but the requirement is we need to find the lowest rating for the product. Okay, for this I will show you how we can use a CTE, a common table expression. So a CTE starts with a keyword with, then we need to provide the name for a CTE. So we can give any name. So I'm just giving it CTE underscore ratings because we are finding the ratings for the product, right? So I'm just giving a name CTE underscore rating. And then we will give a keyword as AS and then open and close braces. So this is the syntax, okay, for a CTE. So here within this CTE, we'll be providing any select statements or any SQL statements we can provide within this CTE. So in this requirement, we will be using this select statement, okay, within this CTE. Okay. So now what happens is when you run this one, you can see this output, right? The ratings for this particular product 937. Okay, so you find all this rating information, right? So all these values stored in this CTE underscore rating. A CTE or common table expression is nothing but a temporary result set. Okay, so the result set, whatever like is returned, will be stored in this CTE underscore rating common table expression. And if you want to access this value from the CTE, what you have to do is just following this CTE syntax. Okay, we will write a select statement if you want to access the data from the CTE, and we will give the CTE name. Here the CTE name is CTE underscore rating. So now what happens is the result set will be stored in the CTE underscore rating common table expression, and using the select statement you will be accessing the data in that CTE. Okay, and to run this we will be executing all the statements together. So when you run this, what you saw is there's no change in the output, but the only difference is the output what you are seeing now is from the common table expression. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, but now if you come to this requirement, we need to find the lowest rating for the product. Okay, so far we just got all the information. Okay, so what we need to do is we just need the rating information first. So from this common table expression, that is CT underscore rating, let us just get only the rating column values. So now when you run this one, what happens is all this information or output will be stored in this CT underscore rating. CTE underscore rating is a common table expression, and from this common table expression you are going to get only the rating column. So when I run this together, you can see I got only the rating column from this common table expression, but the requirement is we need to find the minimum rating. So I'm going to give a minimum function on this column. So now we got the output and it is the lowest rating. So I'm just giving an alias. So when I run this one, so it got changed with the column name lowest underscore rating. So this is a simple example of a common table expression using which we can find the lowest rating for the product HL mountain pedal. Let us see the second scenario that uses a multiple CTE. So in this scenario, the requirement is we need to find the reviews for products and their list price along with their product ID and product name. So we need this many information in the output. Okay, so I will explain how a multiple CTE concept can be helpful for this type of requirement. Okay, here the tables we will be using is product table, product review, and product list price history to get the required information. These are the required information, the reviews of products, their list price, their product ID, and product name. So these four columns. Okay, so this is the final output. So product ID, name, comments, and list price. The comments is nothing but the reviews. Okay, so this comment column gives the reviews for the products. So these are the four output columns we need. Okay, from this tables product, product review, and product list history. So I will explain how we can use this multiple CTE concept for this particular requirement. So let us review the data in this tables one by one first. So if you go to this production.product table, from this requirement, we can get this product ID and product name from this table production.product. Okay, so here if you see four information we need: reviews, which is the comment column, and the list price, second column, and the third is product ID, and the fourth is product name. So these four information we need, and from this production.product table, we can get the product ID and name. Two information we can get. And if you go to this product review, here also we have this common connecting column product ID, and also we have this reviews, that is the comments column, which is nothing but the reviews for products. Okay, so we can get this reviews information from this particular column in product review table. And if you go to this third table, product list price history, can see the same product ID information and also the list prices. Okay, so we need this list price also. If you go to this requirement, we need list price of the products. So we have this product IDs, we have this products identified by their product IDs and their list prices we have. from this table product list price history. So these are the three tables from which we are going to get this four required columns. Okay, so let me show you how we can extract this column data from these tables one by one. So let us first take these two tables, production.product and production.product review. So I'm just giving an alias for this column, for this tables. For this product table, I'm giving an alias as A, and for this table product review, I'm giving a alias B. Okay, so this will be easier to refer the table columns. So from this table production.product, okay, we need only two columns, right? That is product and name. So what we'll do is we'll just get only the required columns. That is, it's going to be A dot product ID, comma A dot name. Okay, so likewise from here we need only the product ID and comment, right? So we will get only the two columns. See, from this first query we'll get only the two columns, product ID and name, and from this second query we'll get this product ID and comment, right? So out of these two queries we can get three information. If you go to this requirement, right, we need total four information in the output. One is the reviews, and second is list price and product ID and product name. Four information we need in the output. And from these two queries we can get three information like product ID, name, and product ID is already common, right? So you need not consider it as a third one. So this is the third information, like comments we can get from this table product review. So totally three columns, product ID, name, and comment we can get from this two tables, right? So what we can do is let us join this table so that like these three column information are like aligned together, because if you execute this one we can get only two columns separate like product ID and name, and if you run this one you will get another two columns separate like product ID and comment. But here the requirement is we need all four information together. Okay, so we are building this query step by step. So what we are doing is first we are trying to display first three columns, okay, together. So here you get the two columns, and in the second query we'll get another one column, that is comment. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to show in the output the three columns together like product ID, product name, and comments together. So for this what I'm going to do is I'm going to join both these tables, that is table A and table B. Here table A is nothing but product table and B is nothing but product review. So I'm going to join both these tables so that we can get three columns together from these two tables. So I'm going to use a right join. So what a right join will do is if I right join with this table B, it will give all the product IDs that match only to this product review table. So if you want to know how a right join or inner joins works, we have already made a detailed video on joins. You can check out the playlist where you can learn in detail about joins. Okay, so the purpose of using right join here is we want to get the product IDs for only the reviews that are found in the product review table. And now after connecting these two tables, we have to connect on a particular column. So if you see the column between this A and B is product ID. That is a common column which is common to both the tables A and B. So we are going to connect based on this common column product ID. So from table A product ID equals from table B product ID. Okay. So now from table A we are getting the two columns like product ID and name, right? Now we want the third column, that is the comments, right? That we can get from the second table, that is table B. So I'm just taking it and using in the select query, and we don't need this statement, so just remove it. And now when I run this one, now see what you got is we got all the required three columns in the output. Earlier when you run this one, you got product ID and name separate, and when you run the second statement you got product ID and comments separate, right? But now I have combined both the tables using a right join so that like the three required columns are displayed together. So now when I run this one, what you can see is you can see the three required columns like product ID, name, and comments together. Okay, so this is one part. Okay, so let's go to the another part, that is we need this fourth information like list price, because we already got the reviews information, we got this product ID, we got this product name. Okay, now we got all these three, but the pending one is list price. We need to get this information list price from this table product list price history. Okay, so I'll show you how this can be done. So let us take this query, and this is a table from which you will get the list price. So let us take this table information also. Let me name this table as A and B. So product as A, and the product list price history, I'll call it as table B. Okay, so let us see what information we can get from both these tables. So if I run this one, as usual, from this table I can get product ID and name. Okay, so I'm just including the column names. So when I run this, I got this two information from this column. Now I need the list price information, which I can get from this table B. So here I have product ID, which is the connecting column, and the list price. So let me include both the columns in this statement. Okay, now when I run this one, see, I got the product ID and list price. And likewise, if I run the first one, here you have the name. But I want these information together. Okay, like product ID, name, and list price, all information, I just want to align it together. So these are getting displayed from two separate queries. I just want to like combine them together. So like I did here, what I did using a right join, I'm going to combine both this table A and B using a right join to get the required three columns similar to this one. Okay, I'll explain why I'm doing it in the next step. So we are going to connect based on the common column product ID between table A and B. So we need to get this information B dot list price name, right? So we will include this in this query we are constructing. So here the query we constructed include the product ID, name, and the list price, the three information from these two tables, product and product list price history. Okay, so we no longer need this statement. So I'm just removing it. So now when I run this one, you can see the product related information like product ID, name, and list price together. Okay, now we have two queries. If you here, if you see here, we have two separate queries. This set of statements will be giving ID, name, and comments. And if you come here, this set of statements will be giving product ID, name, and list price. Okay, but we need only four columns that two together, like product ID, name, comment, and list price together in the output. Okay, so here I will show you how a CTE common table expression can be helpful. Okay, so first let me declare a CTE with keyword and a CTE name. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll use two CTEs. Okay, one CTE will be holding the result set from this output. So when I run this one, you're getting a set of output, right? So this output will be stored in first CTE, and when you run this one, you'll be getting a set of output, right? So this output will be stored in a second CTE. So I'm going to construct two CTEs for this scenario. Okay, so I'm going to construct the first CTE. So the CTE starts with the keyword with, and I'm going to give a name for the CTE. So CTE underscore. So this is going to be about reviews, right? So I'm just calling it CTE reviews as, and within this we are going to give this first statement. So this is the first SQL statement which is about the product names and their reviews. So I'm going to include that in this CTE, first CTE. Okay, now I want to include the second CTE. So to add a second CTE or more than one CTE, you are going to combine the common table expression using a comma, and then for the second CTE, I'm going to give a name. So here, this is going to contain the result set of list prices, right? So I'm just naming this CTE as CTE underscore prices, and you will include the as keyword, and within this section, you are going to include the second SQL statement, that is this query we are going to include in this second CTE. Okay, now we got like two CTEs constructed, right? Like this query outputs the results to this first CTE, So the output of this query will be stored in the CTE underscore reviews, and the output from this query will be stored in this CTE underscore prices common table expression. Okay, so if you want to access any of this result set, what you have to do is just include a select statement following this CTE construct. Okay, select star from, I'm just trying to access the result set from CTE underscore reviews. Okay, so let me see what happens. So when I run this one, you can see I'm getting the result set that is stored in this common table expression CT underscore reviews. Even though we have the result set stored in CT underscore prices, we are not displaying that value. So that's why we just got the output from CT underscore reviews. So what happened is the result set got stored in this CTE underscore reviews, and this result set got stored in CT underscore prices, but we are calling only this reviews common table expression. So only the result set from this statement is getting displayed. So if you want to see the result set from this statement, okay, what you have to do is we have to just include the name of the second city here, and you have to run all the statements together. If you just try to run only this, it will throw an error because it won't be able to recognize the common table expression. So this happens at the runtime. So you have to include all the statements together. So when you run together, see what you get is the result set from the second statement. So whatever second statement returns, that is stored in this common table expression CT underscore prices, and you are just seeing this by calling this, and now you are able to display only the result set from CT underscore prices using this SQL statement. Okay, so in this way you will be able to access each of these common table expressions. But requirement is we need to display like 4 columns, right? So we have 3 columns here, and we have the fourth column here. Okay, so we can use the CT construct to solve this requirement. I'll show you how we can do this one. So this is a temporary result set 1, and this is a temporary result set 2, right? So what we'll do is we'll name both of them as like C and D. Okay, this is nothing but a temporary result set, right? So I'm going to name this common table expression as C and this common table expression as D, so that we can access the data within this temporary result set. So now you saw like how we can access all the data together, right? But if you want to access only a specific column or data, what we can do is first we will give an alias for this CTEs. Okay, so here if you see we have CT underscore reviews, right? So I'm going to join both this common table expression, the reviews common table expression and prices common table expression. I'm going to join now. So what I'm going to do is I'll include this first common table expression name, that is CT underscore reviews. I'm going to join. Okay, so to access the columns easier, I'm just giving an alias for this common table expressions. So for this reviews expression, I'm going to call it C, and for this prices common table expression, I'm going to call it D. Okay, and I'm going to join both this CTEs on the common column. So if you see in this result set, we have product ID, which is also common in this result set, like product ID is same, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to join both this CTEs using the common column product ID. Okay, now if you execute this one, we'll get all the records. Okay, but we want only selected records from this result set and selected column from this result set. So if you execute all the statements together, see you got all the columns, right? All the 3 columns from both the result set. Like we got this 3 columns from this common table expression, another 3 columns from this common table expression. Okay, so here we are interested in only specific columns, right? Like from this common table expression CT underscore reviews. So we are interested in only specific columns. We don't want all these columns to get displayed. If you run this one, what happened is it displays all the columns, right? But we are interested in specific columns from each of this common table expression. Okay. So from here, we need only three columns like product ID, name, and comment. And from the second CTE, we need only the list price. Okay. So using this alias, we are going to access them separately. So we consider this as C and this one as D. Okay. So from here, from this CTE, which is referred as alias, which is referred using alias C, we are going to get only the three columns, that is product ID, name, and comment. And using this second CTE, which we are referring using the alias D, we are going to get only the list price, okay? Because product ID and name we already got from the first CTE. So from the second CTE, we are going to get only the list price. And this CTE we are referring using an alias D. So what we'll do is we'll just get only this column list price from this second CTE. So when you run this one, you'll get the three columns from the first CTE, which is referred using the alias C, and you'll get the fourth list price column from the second CTE. The second CTE which we are referring using the alias D. Okay, so let me run this. And now if you see, we got the product ID, name, comment, and list price, all information displayed together. So if you check the requirement once again, we need to find the reviews for products and their list prices. So we got the reviews, their list prices, along with their product ID and product name. So along with their product ID, this is the product ID and product name. So we got all this information together in the output using this CTE. So let me explain this once again. So in the first CTE, you are getting some set of columns, okay? Like three columns you are getting in the first CTE. A CTE is nothing but a temporary result set. And if you see the second CTE, we are getting another set of columns, okay? But we don't want all the columns in the final output. What we need is we need only specific columns from each of these CTEs. A CTE is nothing but, like I said, a temporary result set which is holding different data set. So from this, we need only specific columns. So what we are doing is the first result set we are storing in one CTE, that is the CTE underscore reviews, and the second set of data is being stored in the second CTE, which is called CTE underscore prices. So both the CTEs we are giving an alias. This one we are giving an alias as C and this one as D. So using this alias C, we are referring only the columns that belong to first CTE, and using the alias D, we are referring only to the columns that belongs to the second CTE. So when you run this one, you can see all the four columns listed in the output together. So this is one of the example where a multiple CTE can be used to solve a given requirement. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you.